We're 131, right?
I think so.
Yes. Yes. Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like you're not recording. You're probably already
I,
recording,
I was
right?
recording the whole time. We recorded us listening to Nintendo PlayStation podcast for some
Oh,
stupid
okay.
reason.
Okay.
If we ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 131 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land, Mr. Sean Capri.
Bobby, if I didn't show up today, then Jason Lacey would have taken my job away from me this
You know
weekend.
what's funny? So you know what's funny? Last night, right? I kind of had a feeling you were. Well, I saw your tweet, right? Your tweet was like my current status or my current mood right now, and you're like had a bunch of
Bleh.
like throw up puke emojis, right? And I'm oh god.
Yeah, of
And I looked
course.
at the time, so I checked at the time, and it was like 4 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh my god, he's sick. So I jump on Discord and I send you a message, and like hours, like
Mm-hmm.
9, 10 hours go by before you
Mm-hmm.
even reply. And I was like, oh, he's sick. He's bad. So then finally you come back at like 8 o'clock my time. You're like, yeah, I can't do it. Whatever. I'm like, no big deal. Don't worry about it. We'll reschedule, whatever. And so I go about my business. I put my chair together. I come back here. It's like 9:30 or 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I'm just gonna stream. I'm getting twisted. Well, technically, I'm drinking twisted tea, so I'm getting lit up. And I'm like, I'm just gonna play Smash, man. You know what I mean? Like, what
Oh
do
my
I care? I
god.
got nothing to
Getting
lose.
Smash, playing Smash.
Getting Smash, playing Smash.
That's
So
what
I
it's
come back
about.
here. I start playing. 10:30 hits, and Rybo goes, "Are you not recording Nintendo
Oh my
PlayStation tonight?
god.
I mean, if we ran Nintendo tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, Sean's sick," And he goes, "Rybo, no lie." Rybo goes, "Well, if you didn't fire Jason Lacey, you probably could have had a show done tonight." And I'm
Yeah.
like, first off, I didn't fire Jason Lacey. Stop this nonsense. Don't know where this is coming from, Rybo.
I
Secondly,
like I
like,
like that
dude,
he knows that. Well, you must say it on the stream that you got to cut the stream to go record it if we're at Nintendo. Is that what you normally do on Friday nights? You cut the stream
no,
and then
yeah. Normally, I
you
tell
tell
them like
everybody.
I'm gonna.
I'm like, how do
Yeah,
people
normally I'm
know
like,
like exactly the time? It's pretty. I mean,
yeah,
Rybo knows all, so I already know
yeah.
that.
Well, Rybo knows everything.
But I'm still
Rybo
not. I'm
is.
still not 100% today, and the only reason I'm even doing this right now is just because of the whole Jason Lacey thing. Like that's 1,000% why this is happening right now. Just so that
Because you don't want people.
I'm like
People
sweating through my
are out
shirt right
like,
now. Like it's just like, oh. And that was
I just.
the tweet came out in the morning. The disaster started the night before. I turned on I put Lincoln to bed. I'm like, okay, now it's me time. And I sat down, turned on my Xbox, and didn't even get past like the power up screen. I'm like, I think I gotta go to the bathroom. And then I went straight from the bathroom to bed. And woke up the next morning. It got even worse. It was not good,
The
man.
funny thing is last night. So I don't know if you know this or not. She might have told you. I don't know. Last night around 11, Chelsea messaged me through Facebook,
Yeah,
and
I
she's
didn't know
like,
this.
"Yeah, yeah, you did know this or
No, I
didn't?"
did not. I didn't.
Okay, so she messaged me. She's like, I'm assuming that Sean contacted you and let you know that he's not gonna be able to record tonight." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, he told me." I'm like, I feel so bad for him. And she goes,
Oh God.
"What about me?" And I go, "Well,
Yeah.
what, you know, whatever. Like, yeah, I guess. I don't know." Like, she's like, she's like, I said, "I get what you've been sick too or whatever." And she's like, "Well, yeah, I got two kids, and I'm sick, and he's sick, and I go, hey, whatever." I'm like, "Listen, your mom, you signed up for this. Like,
Hmm.
what do you want?" And dude, like, I'm saying stuff, and all of a sudden I think to myself, I'm like, "This is the alcohol talking, and it should really shut up
I
right now
love it. I
because
love it.
she's gonna fly down here and whip my butt."
I
But
love
I
it.
was only teasing. I
No,
was
I'm
teasing
glad.
with her,
I'm
and
glad
then
you said it. Because I get sick, and not only have to live with the sickness, I got to live with the guilt too. I'm trying to like sit there, like rest and get better. I can barely even open my. I couldn't even look at my phone. This is the thing. I woke up that morning, and I'm like, okay, well if I'm sick, I gotta take the day off work. There's no doubt about that. But I'm like, maybe I'll catch up on some Netflix. Maybe I'll watch some movies and stuff. I put on Django Unchained because it's just something I've been wanting to. I couldn't even watch it. I had to
yeah,
shut it. I was just that movie is also I don't know, man. That's probably one of the worst Quentin Tarantino
yeah.
movies. I want to hear what people think about that. But I couldn't even look at the phone. I couldn't look at TV. It was not a fun. Like maybe back when you're a kid, sick days were so much fun. Watch movies and TV, play games. There was no fun. And now, now that it's over,
that's because when you're a kid, you're really not sick. You're quasi sick.
You can be like
you're
sick
playing
enough.
It off. Yeah, you're sick enough that you don't go to school.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's party time. I remember one time I was a kid, and I went to the nurse because I wasn't feeling good, and and the nurse calls my mom, makes her come pick me up from school. We go home. I get home. I go in the kitchen, and it was like right after my birthday or my brother's birthday, like a day after, 2 days after. And I go and I get a plate and I start cutting a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And my mom looks at me and goes, I thought you were sick. I'm like, I am. She goes, you're a liar. You're not sick.
You're a liar.
I'm like, doesn't mean I'm not hungry. Like, what the hell, man? What are there specific sick foods I'm allowed to eat and not eat? Like,
yeah,
I
crackers.
want a piece of cake, man.
Have some crackers
or
something. Well, I've been sick on the show before.
I wasn't sick like that. Like you know what I mean? Like I just didn't feel good. You know what I mean? Like I was hungry, man.
Hey, man, I'm not knocking you for wanting a piece of cake. But Chelsea is covered for me on this show when I was sick before, and so you've heard, and people who have been listening for a long time have heard the sympathy I get when I'm sick, which is none,
not much
whatsoever.
None.
No, you think she came up to the room, be like, touched my forehead or anything like that, like brought me up a drink or anything, maybe some pills to take? No.
Yeah.
No. None of that. She bought me a ginger ale. I'm like, oh man, I wish I had a ginger ale. She bought me a ginger ale, but just put it in the fridge, and I found it this morning. I'm like, thanks. So that's where I'm at.
Dude, I'm with you, bro. Because when I was married, it was the same crap. I didn't get no sympathy. But then, God forbid, when she got sick, if I didn't run to the store and do it, because I was competing with Mommy Dearest. So Mommy, the inevitable evil douche, she's running to the store every 5 minutes and buying stuff. I could care less. She's buying stuff and bringing it to the house. So like, if I don't run out, don't matter the time. Like snowstorms, I gotta run out. Doesn't matter, because if I don't, then she's calling Mommy, and then Mommy comes over with it, and then I look like a jerk off. So you never win.
I might throw up on this podcast. God. Actually, it might happen. Remember the time I had like pork and rice? Remember that time? I need to take a break.
Do crap.
Reminds me of actually, your story about being sick at school reminds me of one time when my parents and the teachers didn't believe me. I was like, I'm really sick. I'm just really not feeling well. And you know what? Serves them right for not believing me, because I got to school. We're all in the boot room. This is grade 2. This is 7-year-old Sean, little 7-year-old Sean.
Oh, it's the worst.
Grade 2.
The rooms were always so hot. Man.
They were so hot, and we're all like, it's Canada, so it's like minus 35 outside and snowing. So we're all in like, we're dressed up like we're going skiing in the mountains. That's just how you get to school. You got like your snow pants on and everything. We're bundled up and just waiting to get in there. And I'm like, I'm not feeling so good. There's 25 kids in this boot room, and I threw up in my toque. I just grabbed my neon orange toque. I can remember it to this day, homemade by my mom. And I just like, what else are you gonna do? Threw up in my toque. Why don't you believe me when I say I'm sick, man? Isn't that awful? And like poor janitor, Mr. Hunt, he had to come spray me down.
I one time was on a school trip, and I'm notorious for when I drive or when we're riding some places, I get car sick. Since a very young age. I used to actually take medicine when we would go on road trips that would keep me from getting car sick. So as I got older, I started to outgrow it a little bit. I'm still pretty bad, but it's not as bad as it was. Like I could literally just be out for 30 minutes and start feeling it. But so I'm going on a class trip, right? And I'm like, I asked the teacher to pull the bus over, and there's like 4 school buses going to this zoo, and I'm like on the side of the bus, like trying to hold it down, getting fresh air. They think I'm an idiot. They think I'm lying because I don't throw up, right? So now we get back on the bus, go to the trip, do the thing, spend the day at the zoo. I feel good, no problem. The ride back, it's coming again. And she's like, well, we're not pulling over now. We got to get back to the school, or everybody's going to miss the school buses that are leaving, so you're just going to have to hold it. And I'm like, oh, God. And they're like, here's a bag. And I'm like, oh, no. Okay. And my friends are telling me, like, dude, if you fill that bag up, we'll give you $1. And I'm like, I'm like, whatever.
It's awesome.
And just as we parked the bus at the school,
Yeah.
like we're stopped
made
and
it?
we're done, and whoa, no, I fill the bag up,
Oh.
and I'm like, and I like stand, and it's like, I'm not gonna get graphic, but anyway, I walk out, and
Make me
as I'm
queasy.
walking by my friends, I go, "You owe me $1."
Oh my.
Keep walking off the bus.
Oh,
It was
this is an excellent way to start a podcast.
This is a
Todd
great way.
Todd Oxer's
Anyway,
long gone
let's,
by now.
I forget Todd. So let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode, except for last episode with
Yeah.
our shout outs.
Flex and flex. We didn't do
this
shout outs
episode.
last week?
Last week we didn't do it.
What happened last week?
I don't know. We just started talking, and just next thing I know, we're like deep into the show. And I'm
Guess we're
like,
just doing topics.
can't
We had a
go
great
back
show
now.
last week, though.
yeah, but we couldn't go back at that point.
That's fair.
So I have a shout out,
Forgot about this segment.
and it is to Mr. Joel Brooks.
Oh, I'm wearing his hat.
Yes, Toronto Blue Jays. He loves the Blue Jays.
Mhm.
But this guy, man,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just he's humbling as hell, dude.
Mhm.
So last night, I'm streaming, right, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, my lights are blinking.
Oh, you got your raid going.
No, it wasn't raid going.
Oh, okay.
If people subscribe, the lights will just start changing colors. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, who subscribed, right? And I look down, and here's Joel Brooks gift subbing a whole bunch of people.
What?
Yeah. And when it's all said and done, I think it was like 5 or 6 people that he gave subs to. He was like, I literally stopped playing the game. I'm in a little Smash match, and I just stopped to just focus on the camera and thank him. And I was just like, dude, and when it was all done, he was like, Merry Christmas, man. And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, dude, you didn't have to do that at all. But it's just, and the reason why I bring him up is he has been
Mm-hmm.
overly supportive of me since pretty early on.
Mm-hmm. How long were we
always-
saying Joel Brooks, James Johnson, Dr. Doom?
Yeah. And just always was coming to my streams and playing with us.
He's a dude.
And always just there involved. And man, I would be so lost without that guy like supporting me and all that stuff. And still to this, we're talking 3 years ago, still showing support, comes to the streams,
Yeah, man.
hangs out in the streams. Actually, like he messaged me to that Horizon Turbo game that came out recently. He went to the developer and was like, "Hey, you should give this to Bobby," so that the guy reached out to me.
Amazing.
And I was just like, so then Joel came to me just before the guy did. It was like, "Hey, this guy's going to reach out to you. Just wanted to give you a heads up. This is who he is. This is the game, blah, blah, blah." Just really super supportive, man. All those guys, Quest for Pixels, they just do a phenomenal job, man. And I am so appreciative of everything they do. So thank you for that. So that's my shout out.
Nice, man. You got just the one? Just one shout out?
Yeah,
Just Joel?
that's what it is.
I have, okay, I kind of wanted to split mine into like 2 half ones, if that's okay with you. I got 2.
I could do another one. Do one and I'll do one and you do one.
Okay. Mine is to Ed Placencia. I've given a shout out on this before. He's from Married to the Games, and there's a lot of people who reached out to me yesterday as I was a little under the weather. And this
Hold on. Is this Ed Placencia, the guy that you ruined his never came back?
the best part is that you cut out just for a second, so it's just like completely my OBS just completely chopped out whatever the heck
Did it?
you were trying to say. Yeah, it's just like when it used to cut out you saying Guru. Just
Okay,
you
so then we'll
popped
do
out.
it again.
Yeah.
So this is the Ed Placencia that you screwed up on We the Gamercast.
Yes.
And he totally lost the recording and he never came back to record it because he's like, that Sean Capri is so amateur.
Same guy. Yeah, I thought he
Okay,
hated
go
him.
ahead.
Yeah,
Go
same guy.
ahead. I
Same
just
guy.
want to make sure I knew who I was talking about. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that I was feeling not so great, and he comes out, reaches out to me, along with so many others, and I'm very appreciative of everybody wishing me well. And this I didn't even know what to do with this tweet, man. He says, "So sorry to hear, man. Miss you, brother, but think of you often. Hope all is well." That nearly broke me, man. I didn't even reply to that for like another few hours. I'm like, I don't even know what to say about this. Ed, that really meant a lot to me, man. And everybody else who reached out with kind words, very nice. That was very nice.
Very nice. That's pretty awesome. Real quick, another shout out that I want to give is to N64 Josh, who
Oh
hooked
yeah,
me
man.
up and helped me out with this OP seat that I'm in right now. He basically, OP seat was doing a deal for the holidays, and pretty much they were giving you $20 off plus free shipping. And I talked to Josh because Josh is the one that introduced me to OPC. And next thing I know, he's like, "Hey man, here's a code. They're gonna knock another $10 off the chair."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's awesome, dude." So I got the truck. The truck. I got the chair for $30 off plus free shipping. So a savings of $80 I
Nice,
got on
man.
this chair. And but I just want to also, the reason why I want to shout Josh out is because he's just doing such quality work over there on his Twitch channel. He's actually, I'm going to be hanging out on tomorrow as well to doing a little show together. So
Oh.
a little rebranding.
Is it overpowered seat? Is that the whole thing? Like it's OP? Like it's overpowered? That's cool.
Yeah.
That
awesome.
finally just clicked on me. I've known of this like for a long time.
Kind of like misclick.
Just clicked. Yep. Just clicked.
Just click like
okay.
Click like misclick.
I'm gonna moving on. Yeah. I need to give a shout out to our good friend Donnie Reese. Donnie's had a rough week. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Smash is a thing. He has certain opinions about Smash. Is not widely shared. So
he weighed him on me. So.
Oh, did he? Okay, well,
he went on a Twitter diatribe attacking me.
Today's show is in a way I think dedicated to him, but also the reason that I wanted to give Donnie and it's a shared PSVG shout out because they recently launched their Patreon, and it is awesome. You guys should definitely check it out. They started over with the Make Us Better crew, and that got them going on their separate feeds. And honestly, now that they're in charge of their own destiny, that Patreon is awesome, dude. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, like their tiers and everything is great. They've got monthly giveaways, and they're starting they reached their tier for game nights, which is starting Saturday, which is tonight in the past for the people listening to this. But it's truly awesome, man. Their tiers are great, their rewards are awesome, and what they're doing over there at PSVG Land, they're kicking it, man. So Donnie, keep your head up, buddy. This episode's for you.
Okay, so with that, let's jump into our first topic. We have two topics. In theory, I don't know if we'll get to them both or not, but I feel like the first one is kind of on base to what's going on now.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to hit on that one first, and that is the whole Smash unlocking abilities, unlocking of characters, things. There's a whole wide variety of people that are upset with Nintendo. There are a lot of people that are happy with what's going on and such. Before we begin this, though, have you bought Smash?
No, not yet, man. I haven't.
Okay.
I've managed to avoid the mad rush into it. There's the game mate as I was talking about in the shoutouts for PSVG's got their thing, and I'm like, that's as close as I'm gonna get to like really rushing in to get this. But to be honest with you, I don't know, man. I don't have like somebody like close by to play with me, and that's the biggest thing. And I'm not hearing great things about online, so I don't know. I'm kind of like, and all this nonsense with the character selection stuff. Not a great start.
So online is either hit or miss.
Yeah.
It seems like if one person has bad connection, it pulls the entire room down. I have very solid connection. So if I ever play anybody that's got good connection, it's fast, man. It's so quick. But occasionally we would get one person in that just their connection's not perfect, and it was pulling everybody down.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. The other thing too is depends on how you're playing online, because they did say, and I brought this up early on, that I felt like it was a mistake the way things were working. So if I play the way that Nintendo set it up is if I go grab random people, it's grabbing peer to peer and it's closer. It's the people that are within your area that you're going to play against. But if you're making a lobby, well, there's people are coming from all over the place. So people have to also keep into recognition that like it's sending your data all the way to me and then back out to you, and it could cause some lag, and there could be some lag. Again, it depends on your internet connection. Like I am zooming. I got 300 megabytes. Like my download speeds are 300. My uploads are 15. I'm super fast. I don't typically have problems when I'm playing. But I have experienced some of the lag issues firsthand. And the first night, there was no lag at all. I was banging around, and I was having no problems. The second night, there was some problems, but some people had said like, "Oh, I think it might be my internet," and when they left, things picked right back up. So that unfortunately is an issue.
I'm sure it'll clear itself up. Like, I'm not trying to say it's something that, it's just one of those things that for an online centric game, maybe you don't want to go on the first weekend. It's the same. It's the same, and it's not just Nintendo. It's the same with any. Exactly. So I don't want to sound like I'm just like coming down on this game, but lots of other things going on. And
yeah, it's every game that has online.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit to figure out the infrastructure. It takes a little bit to figure out the way it is. And from my understanding is a lot of fighting games deal with this type of issue.
Yeah.
It's just not Smash.
And how many other fighting games have, 4 or 8 people playing at the same time in the same match?
It's 4. It does max out at 4. So most you can do is 4. But still at the same time, like, you have 4 people flying around the screen at the same time. I tell you what, man, it's some of the most fun I've had in a long time.
Sounds awesome. I wish they had more people. That would have been great for 8 or more or something like that. But
yeah,
anyway,
8 would have been. But anyway,
so, yeah, I haven't picked it up yet. I'm hoping Callow kind of gives me his coffee. He just picked. Did you see that post that he did?
No.
He was going out for groceries or something, and then he's like, "Oh, what's this?" It was a Switch bundled with Smash. It was one of those special edition ones, just limited edition. He's like, he already had Smash. But he's like, I gotta have this console, this special edition thing. So he bought it, and then he's like, "Oh, guess that means I got an extra code to give away." And I'm like, because
of this, or did he buy the whole console?
He bought the console. He bought the dock is beautiful, and the Joy-Con yeah. So he's got an extra code. So Callow, shout out to you, man. He's probably giving it away to somebody else by now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm well aware of this whole situation, how many characters there are. It's a very talked about topic, and I've definitely been like on the other side. I've been that classic person talking back to the podcast, going like, "This is what I would think," or "This is what I would do if I ran Nintendo."
Yeah.
So here we are.
So my thing is so the issue is when you fire the game up, there's one character, that's it.
Yeah.
And it's Kirby.
Yeah.
And you start off with Kirby, and then you start. Which, come on, if anybody has a complaint about this, it's got to be me, right?
Yeah.
I don't, but that's fine. But essentially, why people are mad is because like, and see, this is where we'll get into it a little bit. So this is where I start to just look at it and go, guys, you're complaining about nonsense, because it starts off with, well, we should have at least 8 characters unlocked when it starts. Then it goes, well, we should have 12. Oh, I should be able to pick my favorite character. And then it's like, well, we don't know when they're going to pop up, and we don't know what's going to happen. And it's like, man, you have to figure this. They have to, like, what's the number? And then you also have to go, here's Nintendo, who released Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with everything unlocked, and they caught hell for it.
Yeah.
Because people were just like, well, this is a waste of time. What do I need this for?
That's a really good point. I hadn't heard anybody bring that up. That's really good.
Yeah, so it's like, like, where do you, stop with, first, number one, stop with the attacks. Number one, let's have the conversation and go, what's the proper way to handle this?
Mm-hmm. Because can we agree that neither? Because I like the way that you kind of phrase this. Like, you kind of just went in with the extreme of everything is unlocked. People don't like that. The extreme where it currently is, which is everything is locked. So in either case, people are not happy. So I think what we're going to try to do is try to come up with some sort of either compromise or way to make all the camps happy. Because are we both agreeing that both those situations suck ass?
I'm not upset with. I can understand people, I guess. I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like, because it's crazy. Because the complaints are here. Okay, so here's the complaints. And these are the ones that were posed to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, it took me 7. Well, here's Donnie Reese. So Donnie Reese was saying it took me 7 hours to unlock Pokemon Trainer. Because his son plays Pokemon Trainer.
For me, if I get maybe 2 hours a night of game, like that's kind of maximum, that's a week.
Yeah.
I can't do the real math on that, but that's about a week before I can get to maybe a character that I want. So that's like, I don't know, man. It's not, like, I don't know.
I get that.
You know?
But here's the thing. Number one, every Smash game, you've had to unlock characters. Where this is a little bit extreme, and I think why Nintendo went the way it went, was because they eliminated trophies that you had to unlock in this game.
Right.
So when you eliminate trophies, you eliminate some of the other aspects that were there, you have to do something so people don't go, well, the content's all gone. If you had all the characters unlocked, and then next thing you know, we have all the characters unlocked, and we have, this other thing where it's like we don't have trophies anymore. Now, what are you unlocking? Music and costumes? Kind of seems kind of boring to me. So I see where Nintendo went with this.
Same here.
That's number one.
Same here.
That's number one.
I agree.
So, number two is, where do you draw the line? Because then I had people going like, well, I got all these amiibo. I should be able to unlock them with the amiibo. Hold on. Because now you turn into the whole thing of like, because the minute you do that, you're going to have everybody going, oh, amiibo are pay to win. Nintendo's no better than EA with the loot boxes and all this stuff. And it's like,
that's not an option. It would be nice. It's one of those, like, because I have them, I'm not going to complain about them. But if I didn't have them and I got to pay $15 or whatever it is per character, then I'm like, oh, people are only saying that because they've got the amiibo sitting in their back shelf.
Exactly. But there's a lot of people that couldn't get amiibo originally.
Good point.
Now they are doing a very good of re-releasing them. You go to Best Buy, you go to Target, they're all over the place. Even the hard ones back in the day are there, like
Gold Mega Man. I know Marth. What was with Marth? Holy crap! Dark Pit.
Marth used to be hard. Yeah, there used to be a lot of them that were very hard to get.
Palutena, Amazon exclusive.
That was another one. Okay, so Palutena also came up where Amiibo Jason had said, like, man, it took me 20 hours to unlock her.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
So, but here's the thing.
You know how many games I have that I haven't put 20 hours into? That's nuts.
But here's the thing. Hold on. Now, I talked to Joe after work, who we did the podcast Monday night. He literally had them all unlocked the first weekend.
Yeah, well,
and he just no, he just played the game normal. You just play. You don't. Here's number one. Don't play adventure mode thinking you're going to unlock them all, because it takes a long time to come up against characters. Okay. If you're going to do it, you do it the old classic way, where you just play the classic. You do one round through, you back out of the game. No, you don't have to back out of the game. You do the classic through, and then boom, there it is. The other thing that people are complaining about is, oh, well, I get a character I want, and then I lose, and then I lose the opportunity. Now it's just randomly has to come up again. Hold your horses. Give it about, I don't know how many hours it is exactly, but after you lose to somebody, like I lost to Inkling Girl the first time, and the second time, I was sitting there at the selection screen, and I saw a door flashing colors. You go down to that door and you click it, she comes back, and you can fight her again. And then if you beat her that time, it goes up. So if you lose to a character, all is not lost, because in the old Smash, all was lost. It went back into the rotation, and you just had to randomly hope it popped up.
That reminds me of like Mario 3 when you're in the airship, and then if you die in the airship, it kind of like zooms off somewhere else, and like if you have depends on how you beat the map and everything. Like just that's kind of reminiscent of that. So okay, I've got kind of three kind of things that I've been thinking about on like how they probably could have done this differently, and I don't know if you've got like things itemized like that, but maybe I'll start with this. I'll start with this one. Okay. Probably the most obvious answer, maybe things that people have talked about before, but I've been throwing up, so I haven't really been caught up on all my podcasts. I think that there is a great opportunity for like at least not just one character at a time. I would like to see like some sort of like either not a paid loot box, but sort of like an unpacking or like a I'm trying to think of like when you play like card games back in the day, and you buy like a blind pack, and you didn't know what characters are going to be involved or what included in that pack. It would be cool to get like work your way up to a certain point and use like experience points or some sort of point system to go like, I'm going to buy one pack, or I'm going to save up for like 5 packs or 10 packs, and those are going to unlock certain characters.
You're talking the Madden, the FIFA, that type of thing, where you have packs, and then as you go forward, you can buy more packs.
Yeah, maybe there are legendary characters in there as well. Maybe there's common characters.
And that works. I like that. The only thing I would say is that works as long as it's not super difficult to get those packs.
Right.
And you don't have the opportunity to buy those packs.
Totally. Same here. Definitely not paid. Definitely not a paid thing. And I would say like there's two different ways. Like for one, I'm talking like the blind draws are one thing, but the other thing you could do is like spend your money or choose which packs you're going to buy. Like you could have some of these characters grouped together. Like maybe you have like a Mario universe or a Mushroom Kingdom pack or something, or Zelda pack or Pokemon pack or something like that. And then you could start to get like almost like when you buy your TV packages. You get your sports packages and your life and food and whatever. I think that would be really cool to like give a little bit of choice back to. I would actually prefer the choice one, but give a little bit of agency back to the player instead of just like maybe you'll get this character to unlock and maybe you'll win, and if not, then like you got to go find him somewhere else. But that was one of the first things, is that maybe just one at a time for this many characters. I think it balances or it finds a nice balance between the fact that what you said, you start with one, and is it better to start with 8 or 12 or whatever? Like, I think you could still start with one and then have this and have maybe be able to unlock multiple characters at a time.
Yeah, I like that aspect. I like it. Listen, I feel like number one, and I'm going to be honest with you.
You're like, doesn't matter. This is the way it should be.
No. I like this way.
Yeah,
I really do. And I want to just explain my side, because I feel like I'm not in the minority. Because what I did was I actually posted a tweet this week, and I was like, I just feel like people have become overly lazy and just want everything handed to them on a silver platter. And Donnie gave me heat over that and was like, this isn't a work ethic thing. And well, it kind of is, because you got to work to unlock characters. So it's one
I don't know if that's either. I don't know if it's a work ethic thing either. I tend to agree with Donnie on that aspect.
But I think it's a matter of you don't want to spend time playing. You're going to spend time playing the game. So what I don't understand is why it's so difficult to spend time doing what you're going to do anyway in the game.
I agree with you.
It's because you want what you want right now, and you don't want to wait to get it.
So it's not even for me. It's not even that, because like we said with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe thing, like I didn't find enjoyment with that at all. What I want is for a progression system to feel good. Like I want to be able to feel like I'm putting in time, and then I'm getting, the game is reciprocating that effort back into me, is something that feels intrinsically nice. And if I'm putting in like hours and hours and hours of time, and I'm like, I just unlocked 5 characters, that doesn't feel good to me. Like it's not about work ethic or anything like that.
Sean, you can literally unlock a character every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Every 10 minutes you can unlock a character.
Yeah,
I play through classic mode and you unlock. So
it's just this is the weirdest game for them to do this in, though. Like the one game where everybody is back. You've got nearly 100 characters in this damn game, and now's the time that you do this one. Like that's where I really think Okay, so I want to go on to my next one, because we could talk about whether or not this is right or not.
Real quick, I just want to do one thing. I want to explain one other thing first. Is so the reason why, and I don't feel like I'm in the market, because it's the most liked tweet I ever posted. Almost 100 likes I got on this tweet. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because my feeling is I know a lot of people in the community enjoy the fact of you unlock a character, and you go, I'm going to do a run now with this character and learn this character and play and say, do I like this one or not?
Yeah.
And then you unlock the next character, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to play with this character.
Yeah.
And so
I get it.
Rather than having a palette of 75 people to go, who the hell do I pick next? This lets me slowly go through. So that's why I feel now I understand. I can see the other side. I can see why people are upset, but I don't. But for me, and again, I do this a lot, and I know that. For me, I don't have a problem with it, because I'm going to put the hours in. I'm going to play it anyway,
totally,
just to enjoy it. So, okay, go ahead. What's your second one?
Okay, so like and I think we've identified the two camps, right? Where the people who who the hell cares? This is awesome. And trust me, I understand, like, especially in a game like this with 74 characters off the start, you want to be almost forced to play with characters that you wouldn't normally otherwise play with. I think I see a ton of benefit in that. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily throw all this out. But for me, it'd be interesting to see if like you got rewarded for going this path, but then maybe you give a choice to some people that don't really want to go this way, and you just unlock everything at the start. So it's too bad, like in a case like this, it's too bad where you said they got rid of trophies. It's too bad the Switch doesn't have its own achievement system or something like that. But it would be really cool to have some sort of payoff depending on which path you choose, if given the choice, where start up the game and it says, do you want to start with Kirby and go down this path? And the end of that road, I don't even know, you unlock like certain stages or music or other characters. Or maybe you get like all your characters get like a shiny version or something like crazy, like
Yeah.
new color scheme or something weird like that. Where if you start it and have everybody unlocked, there is no payoff at the end of that. But you kind of have to choose: are you going like hero mode, or are you going like basic bitch mode kind of thing, like super baby
Yeah.
mode? It would be cool to have, instead of like a difficulty setting, it just what path do you choose, and having like dangle a carrot at the end, like there's some special super surprise for you at the end if you do this way. But if not, you can forego that and just have everybody unlocked at the start. I think that would be a really cool way. Just again, give the thing that is driving people crazy about this, Bobby, is that there's no choice. And I understand that. I get it. I mean, game design, ultimately, you're going to have some limitations one way or another. But I
The
get
one
it.
thing, the one thing I'll go back and I'm going to reiterate on something that happened a while back. So, in an article, in a Fetsuma article, the creator of Splatoon 2, they were poised to question, why is it that you can't pick how you want to play Splatoon? Why can't I go do Salmon Run whenever I do Salmon Run?
Right.
Why is it only limited hours? Why can I only pick? Why can't I pick the map I want to play when I play? I have to go based upon what Nintendo. And his answer was very simple. And I'm not saying it's the proper way, but to me it explains why we have an issue with it, and in Japan they don't care. And what that is in Japan they have this credo and this way of life where if a restaurant owner, if you go into a restaurant today and you got a hamburger with goat cheese and some romaine lettuce, right? Some fancy burger, and you loved it. You go back the next day and you can't get it. Guy has the meat prepped, everything's ready to go. He's just not making it today. And you don't have that choice to go, no, that's what I want, and that's what I'm going to get. They don't do that in Japan. The owner, the person creating, dictates what you get. Now, again, I'm not saying that's correct, but I'm just trying to explain the Japanese culture. It's what they believe. It's what, and this game, of all games there is so Japanese centric in terms of like it's created by Sakurai. It's there are no Americans involved with this. There's nobody from the West involved with this. This is all strictly Japanese in here. So I totally get why Nintendo did what they did here. This is a Sakurai going like, this is how I want you to play.
Like, I'm glad you gave that context, because otherwise I was just going to say this is yet another tone deaf Nintendo thing, but that gives a little bit more context. But at the same time, that means 1000% that people are absolutely right to practice their so American given, God given right to bitch and complain about this. They're absolutely correct in their American reaction to a super Japanese design. Like, it's just two cultures kind of clashing in here. So
it's a culture clash thing is what it boils down to. So the only group that has voiced an opinion on this, that in my opinion, I feel like you have a valid argument, is tournament holders. There was people that wanted to start tournaments right away and couldn't hold the tournaments.
Yeah, no
because
doubt.
the game wasn't unlocked. Because the characters weren't unlocked. And you think about it, on these bigger scales, they're not using one game. They're playing multiple rounds at the same time. So in that aspect, I feel for those guys. I was listening to NVC earlier today and nailed it like that, Per Schneider. So I don't want to take credit for this idea at all. But Per just said they should have just offered a second SKU that was tournament edition. And you buy the tournament edition and everybody's unlocked. And then that way you have it, you grab it, you go.
It's a different game to purchase?
You would buy a different SKU. So you can either buy this SKU, which is, this is the way it's going to be, or you buy this SKU and that's the way it's going to be.
I mean, that's the money. If we were at Nintendo, that's probably what we would do, because that's the money making son of a gun.
I think it's the best move.
Well, my third,
opinion.
it's related to my third option, which was just do one mode, or do it for a couple modes. If single player is all, you have to do the unlocking for single player or certain modes within single player. I think that would be good. But the entire game is locked characters. That's a little nuts. So tournaments could be just like one of the things, part of the game, as like same SKU. I'm still thinking everybody should
Yeah.
be buying the same game. But like multiplayer modes maybe should be everybody's unlocked or something like that. And just in order to progress through the single player, have it locked and do the same sort of progression.
I will say this: of all the solutions poised, I like your first one the best.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why I said it first.
but I wanna pose this too, and this is where I wanna go with this. Is this to me is very much like, would people be upset if Forza came out and was like that? They don't get upset. Like, here's the car you pick. You want to drive the Corvette? You can't drive the Corvette. You got to drive this car first. You build up to buy that car,
Right.
and that's the thing. Like, nobody gets upset with a game like that where you have to unlock. I don't understand why people are getting overly upset about this, other than the fact of, because I don't think it takes that long to unlock people. I mean, there's a lot of people, and that's why it takes longer than it should to unlock them all. Yes. But the one thing I will say that's better, to put it in context, on the Wii U version, not all the characters were locked. You had like a core of like maybe 20 characters, and then you had to work through, and then you would lock. But the difference was, where this one, you fight through, you do a run in classic mode, and then at the end you'll fight to get a character. There was certain characters in the Wii U version that the only way to get was to play for 50 hours. You'd have to play the game for 50 hours, and then I think Meta Knight was actually the character. You have to play for 50 hours, and then Meta Knight would start randomly spawning, and you had to beat them in order to get them. Mewtwo, I think, was like 100 hours that you had to play. So it was, or some crazy number.
You know why?
So
You know why it gets so loud though, Bobby? Is because instead of actually, if we were just talking about unlocking characters, if that's all we were talking about, this would have been a 5-minute conversation. But unfortunately, people are start attacking each other's like their dedication, their fandom. Or are you a real fan? Have you even played a Smash Brothers game before? That's nonsense. But that's what is genuinely like throwing gasoline on this fire.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
why
I think,
like we don't really talk about it with Forza or anything else, because you talk about it for 5 minutes. Like, wouldn't it be better if you got your cars this way? Okay, great. Well, yeah, but nobody's out there going like, do you even play racing games, bro? Like, that's not part of the conversation. No. So I wish that.
But
I
think part of the reason why this is becoming something is because on the Wii U and on the 3DS there was unlockables. A lot of unlockables. Every game has every Smash game has a lot of unlockables. Again, the trophies were the thing. I feel like if they really had trophies, wouldn't be this situation. I just feel like Sakurai felt like he had to give people something, but because Nintendo kept we want this character, we want this character, we want this character. And I think Sakurai was just like, dude, I can't do trophies for all these characters in the time frame you want me to do.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, you want me to expand all, because it's not, because here's the thing. People immediately go like, it's one trophy. No, it's not one trophy. When you so they brought in Simon Belmont. Sakurai would then turn around and make trophies for every single character in the game and throw them in there. So just think about it. You got King K. Rool, which is in the Donkey Kong universe. So you have them. That's fine, whatever. But you had Simon Belmont, right? You had Animal Crossing stuff. So all those characters would have to come. Like, it's the mentality of that is just an on-taking. So I understand why he pulled that out. I think he just got nervous of like, if I take this big portion out of the game, I have to give something else to unlock. And if I don't, I'm in trouble. So I totally, from his standpoint, I see it, I get it, I understand it. And I'm not being upset with him at all. I totally understand it. I think Nintendo basically said to him, like, this game has to be done by this time. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is how you got to do it.
Well, it's practically just a port, you know.
So now that
I'm totally kidding. Just you can keep
fine.
Going.
So for me, but I feel like there just needs to be a faster way to unlock. That to me would be the only answer, because the answer of, well, this is my favorite character. That's a problem. That I don't want to hear that argument. That argument to me doesn't hold water at all. What I want to hear is, it would be nicer if there was a metagame within to unlock. Make it you know what I mean? So to me, when I play games like NBA Playgrounds, I like unlocking characters. I like winning games because it makes you. I feel like there's something to win or lose, and it drives me harder to try to win games to earn more money to then go buy more packs of
Right.
cards to hopefully unlock the player that I want. So for me, it would be something very similar to what you first said, which was we have packs or whatever, and maybe there's one legendary. So maybe and who determines the legendaries? That's them. I'll leave that to Nintendo. You know, but you have characters that are maybe like the Legacy Collection or the Legacy characters, which are the first 8 or whatever it was, and those ones are the ones that you want to unlock. It like the Link and the Mario and all that, and then maybe you have like a third tier, which is the third parties, and then all those are different set of different color packs on. To me, that would be a fun aspect to play, and I think that would be the answer in my mind anyway. But I also feel like it's a quasi thing where I would go. I'm torn on the tournament edition, and this is why I'm torn. I don't know whether you need to buy the original game, and I know this would be a bad decision, but I'm just going to voice it and say it, and you tell me what you think. I feel like it works, but I think you should also go, here's the SKU, and if you want to unlock the characters, you got to pay me another $30 to unlock the characters. And because, and maybe that, me saying it out loud just tells me it's a bad decision.
It's not unlike what other games do, though. That's the thing. Like you have
know.
like an Assassin's Creed where you get $10 and or you pay $10, you get double the XP. Like it's not like those are things that other companies aren't doing. So I could see that legit. Is people would be furious about it, of course. Yeah, but it's definitely it's not out of the order. It's not out of the blue.
Because I just feel like it's a way of going like, hey, and the reason why I'm thinking this is for the holders. Most tournaments are charging for people to get into those tournaments, and so my feeling would be like, well, if you need this and you need to do it and whatever, you're gonna change the game that we built. And you're going to charge people to enter these tournaments. I know not all tournaments charge people, so just calm down. But I know there's a good portion of that will charge. Because I can hear people just.
I know. I'm like, I wasn't going to say anything.
I know, but I know people.
I know you were talking to me.
All tournaments charge.
I know.
So, but my thing is like, so you charge a rate and go like, hey man, you want to unlock the game? Here, you buy the base game, and then you pay this much to unlock all the characters. And I don't know whether that works or not either. I don't know.
I mean, maybe what is the DLC pack called? The character pack, whatever. The fighters pack. Maybe make it as a part of that. Like if you buy that, then maybe it's an option. It's just a bonus part of that. Then if you're getting all the other characters anyway,
that probably would have been a really good way for Nintendo to sell that fighters pass.
Yeah.
To go, hey, you know what? We're gonna offer the fighters pass. And here's an option in here to unlock all the characters.
Yeah, day one.
Honestly, that probably would have been the
best way. That's pretty good, actually.
I like that a lot.
Because the hardcore players are going to be buying that anyways. The people who really love Smash are buying that no matter what.
Yeah. And then if you have that big of an issue where it's like, hey, you want the characters unlocked? Well, buy this fighter. You know what? It
actually makes a lot of sense.
It does. Because it goes into the whole idea of like, here's a pass, and it's for fighters. And if you want to unlock them all, you buy this pass, but then you have to click this button, and it'll unlock everybody.
Totally. Yeah, because
that's the answer.
Gives the option at least. It doesn't just magically do it. That's the one.
Exactly. I think that's the answer.
Good talk.
That's the answer. Man, look at that.
Hey, we did it.
Sometimes this is what it's all about. It's just a matter of talking.
We call it a walk in the park. We just go for a walk in the park.
That's all. We're just walking and talking, and the next thing you know, like,
boom,
gold just comes out.
Exactly.
But guess what, people? Here's the thing. That brilliant idea, it's not a thing. So
I know. Oh, no. Because we're just making things up.
It would be amazing if it was, but guess what? Still got to play 20 hours on Lock Smash characters. How much time we at right now?
We're pretty much there.
Okay. So that is all?
I think that might be... I want to play... Maybe I'll play Smash on my Wii U again.
You know what? You could.
I'm seriously considering it. I really want to fire up my Wii U again. That system was real good.
You know what, man? I'm thinking.
I should say the games on that were really good. The system itself
The
was kind of
games
shitty.
were
The
fantastic.
games are really good.
I've been thinking about hooking it up and putting, because my virtual console, I have so many games on the virtual console.
I know. Can you believe how have we not talked about virtual console on this? Like we just forget. We should be bitching about that instead. That's how good things are in Switchland, where we're like we forget about virtual console. We're complaining about this for God's sakes.
Because they're basically giving you it with the games they're giving you every month.
Don't even get me started on that. Give me a break. That thing is garbage.
What are
Also,
you talking about?
remember Mario
They just
Maker
gave
when
us
it came out?
Metroid SP, and they gave us Ninja Gaiden. They're both good games,
Fart
man.
noises with my mouth. Give me a break.
They're giving us at least 3 games a month, plus some SP games.
I'm getting brand new A+ indies over in Game Pass, so
Please stop. Stop. Okay?
really good stuff, man.
That
Winter of
that
Arcade.
nonsense.
It's really good.
Don't get me.
It's really
Don't
good.
give me that garbage.
Remember
Don't
Mario
give me that
Maker, how it unlocked stuff?
That's the other thing. Like, they actually changed it.
I
'cause
was hoping
people
for
were
it, that
pissed
is all.
about that one. People were like really
That
pissed
was
about it.
nonsense, though. But
They changed it. They just were just like, here, you'll have it
Yeah.
after. But that was bad.
yeah,
That was real bad. And that's kind of, I can kind of see a little bit. But
Yeah.
whatever. So that is all. Thank you guys for listening to another episode. If we ran Nintendo, if you want to see more from us, you can go check out Sean Capri over on the Twitters at Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. You're also on that Xbox Drive.
yep.
You're not looking well.
I'm looking so good. Too. I'm feeling good.
You can follow me on
Oh.
Twitter at Nintendo Gurus. Also, check me out on Twitch, _Nintendo_Guru. And that is all. Peace out, Preston. You don't say nothing no more?
I don't know. I was trying to think of something. And I'm like, if I don't say anything, then I guess that's just the end.
What an idiot.